determines where you go. So with 10 kW of rating, are you going to be in column A, column B, column C, note 1, note 2? Where are you going to go? Remember, the columns are used as long as your range ratings do not exceed 12 kW. We've got two 10 kW ratings. So we're going to be in column C, over 8 3/4, but not over 12. What's the value in column C for two ranges? It's either 8, 11, or 14. Those are the numbers we're concentrating on. The second number of 11 kW is your answer. You didn't have to open your code book if you knew 8, 11, and 14. Let's move along now to question 2. In question 2, again, we have a 122/40 volt feeder supplying a household range at 8 kW of rating. Again, what's the minimum load to be calculated? At 8 kW, where do you go? The size of the range determines where you go. This is a note, or I should say column B application. Okay, columns A, columns B, column C. Depending on the size of the range, as long as you're not over 12, you're still in the columns. So let's go to column B with an 8 kW range, and one range is calculated at 80% of its nameplate. So 8 kW times 80%, we have a new calculated value of 6.4 or 6,400 watts, 6.4 kW. How easy can it get? How big the range is determines where you go. Let's now look at note 3. Note 3 is going to change things a little bit. We've got again a 122/40 volt feeder supplying 3 household electric ranges, and they are 14 kW each. They are of equal rating, and they're over 12 kW. So, being as though they are over 12 kW, where are you going to go? You have to go to note 1. Note 1 is for ranges of equal rating, over 12 but not over 27 of kW. It also tells us that we increase the value in column C by 5% for every kW or major fraction where the value of the individual range exceeds 12 kW. That means we're going to introduce the range block in this question. 3 14 kW ranges means that the value in column C that we will increase, again, either 8, 11, or 14. 14 is the value for 3 ranges, so that will be the number that we will increase by the percentage that results from the range block calculation. In your workbook, this calculation is shown 2 different ways. One, simply by number 1, number 2, number 3 as far as your steps, but also using the range block. We will take the value of 14 kW, the individual range rating. We will subtract 12 from it. This is the value that the individual range exceeds 12 kW, which is 2. We will increase the value in column C, which we found to be 14, by the percentage that we get when we multiply the 2 times 5%. That's why the range block is so handy. It never changes. You simply use the numbers and flow with what comes out of the range block. 14 minus 12 is 2. 2 times 5% is 10%. Let's increase the value in column C, which we found to be 14 kW, by 10%. That means we multiplied it by 1.10. And our answer is 15.4 kW, or 15,400 watts, or VA, whatever you want to call it. That's okay. We used 8, 11, and 14, and we used the range block. And lo and behold, the answer is right there for us. Okay, I think you're possibly getting the hang of it here. Let's see what else we have. Question number 4. This is interesting. We've got a 122/40 volt feeder supplying 3 household electric ranges. They're rated 9, 12, and 16 kW. Definitely we have a range in excess of 12. We also have 3 ranges that are being supplied by a common feeder. We need to know the minimum calculated load for this feeder. Well, being as though these ranges are, or at least one of them is in excess of 12, and they are of unequal rating. This will now take us to Note 2 of 22055. Note 2 tells us again to increase the value in column C by 5% for every kW, or major fraction thereof, that the average value of the ranges exceeds 12 kW. And in parentheses, in that note, it says to use 12 kW for any range rated less than 12 kW. So what do you think is going to happen to the 9 kW rating in this problem? It has to become a 12. As you can see in your calculation there, it says increase the rating of 9 kW to 12 kW as per the note. We will then add them together and get an average. 12 plus 12, not 9. 12 plus 12 plus 16 is now 40 kW. And seeing as though we had 3 ranges, we now divide that by 3 to obtain our average. Our average calculation here is going to be 13.3. Okay, we have a minor fraction. 13.3 is a minor fraction. A major fraction is 0.5 or larger. A minor fraction is less than 0.5. So we are permitted to drop the minor fraction. Now,